Let's start with the Princess of Wales announcing that she is in remission after she made her first solo public royal engagement in over a year yesterday. As I'm sure you know, she visited the Royal Marsden Hospital to thank staff who looked after her during her cancer treatment. Well, our royal editor, Russell editor, Royal Myers, joins me now. This is great. It's just great news, isn't it? It's what we've all wanted to hear, and it was so good to see her, you know, having such empathy with everyone.
Absolutely, and I think that the language that the Princess of Wales has used about being in remission is very important because, understandably, both herself and Kensington Palace have been very guarded, maybe a little bit nervous about using certain language. You know, we didn't want to describe her as cancer-free. Of course, it's a very complex situation for an awful lot of people, a very individualistic position that people find them in when they're undergoing cancer treatment and finished chemotherapy or radiotherapy. But the fact is that she went to Royal Marsden Hospital yesterday, a world-leading hospital, and I think very, very telling that you know, her first engagement in over a year. It really has been that long, and to choose the first engagement to go to be with patients, to speak to them about their own journeys, to speak to them about their families' positions as well, and she was very, very candid, and I think we've seen this over the last few months, not only in the statements that she's put out, the videos with her and William and the children, you know, being very, very open about her personal journey, and I'm sure that's going to help an awful lot of people.
Oh, you could see it, you know, when people were interviewed afterwards, after they'd spoken to her, and how much it meant to them. And it's all very well for people to go and say, oh, you know, I sympathise, but she empathises because she's actually been through it herself. Well, it's all the difference in the world.
Absolutely, and you saw the interaction that she had with the staff, the doctors and nurses, and some of them who had been there to treat her. I thought it was quite funny how she sort of walked in the front door and said, well, this is a new experience, because, you know, it hadn't been publicly revealed that she was having treatment at the Royal Marsden. Of course, she's has every right to her medical privacy. The journalists had respected that, and I think she wanted to go, and that is, you know, is absolutely her.
She wanted to say thank you.
Yeah, she did, and she wanted to say thank you to the doctors and nurses. But again, sit down with the patients, speak to them about their own individual journeys, and again, telling that Kensington Palace and the Royal Marsden released yesterday that she's going to become the joint patron with Prince William. And I think this tells you about her future journey. You know, she's still on the cancer journey, she said. Her life has changed immeasurably. She spoke about really sort of getting into the more important things in life, spending time with your friends and your family. And, of course, I think that would change the way that she views the job as well.
Sure, no, absolutely. And as you said, it's an incredible hospital, isn't it?
Well, you know, of course.
Yeah.
You know, you've been yourself with Dame Deborah.
But when Dame Deborah was in hospital, we went to see her, and the work that's been done there, the atmosphere in the hospital. Do you know, sometimes none of us want to be in hospital, really, let's be honest, of course, unless you're having a baby. But it was just quite remarkable, the whole atmosphere. And, of course, yesterday we found out, because of Deborah, they've lowered the bowel cancer screening age, which, again,
fantastic
is
results.
Amazing.
And I think Kate's legacy, you know, moving forward, will have some form of campaigning, you know, whether it's with Royal Marsden, whether it's with cancer patients. You know, we looked at what the language that she used yesterday, and it was about for moving forward. It's being positive, and I think that she radiated that positivity yesterday. And some of the patients sitting down with her were talking to, you know, how are you feeling? How are the children feeling? And she said it's been tough. You know, when I was in Cape Town in November with Prince William, he described it as his most brutal year, the hardest year of his life. And I think, you know, often we forget about the people on the periphery, the family members, the children that are dealing with such a diagnosis. So, you know, moving forward, I think it's great to see Kate back, but let's give her the time, let's give her the space. I don't think she's going to be rushing back into any duties. You know, despite what William said to the journalists in Cape Town, that he hoped she would be on more tours. I don't think that's going to happen just yet.
Just give it time.
Baby steps, give it time.
And when she's ready, Sure. And he as well, it's so interesting what you said about them being much more open about, you know, their emotions, and how cancer, as we know, cancer just doesn't affect the person that's going through it. It's your whole family, your friends, these ripple effects that happen. But he was very... I remember that message that he did about
on her birthday, you know, just a few days ago, when she's celebrating her 43rd birthday. I mean, these are unprecedented times. Not only did the royal family find themselves in, of course, Princess of Wales, the King is still undergoing his treatment. But that message that William wrote, was very heartfelt, saying, we love you. I mean, people might, you or I might think that sometimes this is ludicrous that we don't see public displays of affection, but this is the royal family we're talking about. And I think that they have to sort of marry the job, the sort of personalities that they have behind closed doors. Yeah. But I think the veil has come off in a certain aspect. And when we're talking about Kate's vision for the future, it's very much a case of family first and then trying to work around the
But it does make a difference,
future.
Russell. I mean, earlier on GMB, Susanna was saying that because, Sarah, the Duchess of York, when she was in, very openly talking about her breast cancer and really passionate about people going for their mammograms. And, Susanna said herself, she could hear her voice saying, you've got to go for this, don't make a... You know what it's like? You get the note in, you get the letter, and you think, oh, but I've got that thing that day. Oh, no, you've just got to go. So I think it makes a huge difference.
It will do. And, people often ask me, what's the point of the royal family? What do they do? Why are we paying for them to live in palaces and castles? Well, when you see the ripple effects, as you said, when you see the amount of attention that it brings of a member of the royal family, whether it's the Duchess of York, whether it's Princess of Wales, the King has been lauded for, huge amount of increase in traffic to the NHS website.
Absolutely.
When he was talking about his prostate, when he's talking about his cancer diagnosis. Yes. This is a great vehicle for change. We should all get behind it. I think it will massively change the royal family's tact about how they discuss their own personal ailments. And listen, we all wish them well because it can make a real
no, it can. And we do wish them well. We do wish her well. It was great to see her out and about and having that empathy. That's not something that you learn. You either have that or you don't. Yeah. And she absolutely has. Thank you, Russell. Thank you so much. Good to have some good news as well. Well, that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel. And if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.